Hello. Feels like it's been a long time. It hasn't, but it feels like it's been a long time. Ah, how's everybody doing? Kind of relaxing, but not much else? That's good too. We're coming up on Christmas. Be chill going into the Christmas weekend. I wish I could be chill going into the Christmas weekend. Work is crazy. Hey, Schlagan, good evening. Mother, I have acquired soup. Sassy soup good. Hmm. Too long. Need bun fix every day. Fun does not have the capability to stream every day. Or maybe I would. Maybe I would if, one, it weren't Christmas season. Because, like, my job most definitely gets nuttier when it's Christmas season. But, I don't know. I don't know if I'd actually want to stream every day, personally. Soup good. Soup is good. I'm supposed to have soup for dinner, too. My favorite letter is the dog one. I know, it's so good, right? Oh my god. So, I've been working on Christmas letters for kids. So every year, I guess have I made? Okay, it's not a huge secret. I work with the post office, so kids write to Santa every year. You know, I should probably work on some stuff as I do. Who should I do? I should do cakes. Cakes signed up a long time ago, and I feel kind of bad because I haven't done cakes. Let's do cakes. So yeah, uh, it was so cute. Made Ryan so happy. Deserves all the treats. Oh, I know it was so cute. So yeah, I work for the post office. I don't think it's a huge surprise. I've told people before. Post office spans the entire country anyway. But yeah, I work for the post office, and every year, hey Raven, how's it going? Oh no, wait, Raven, I did promise I'd do your first. Okay, Raven's first, then cakes. I did promise I'd do Raven's first. What was I saying? So yeah, post office. So yeah, every year, of course, kids write their letters to Santa. For here, it's like like two Santa Claus. Wait, wrong paint. Like two Santa Claus, North Pole, postal code HOHOHO. Post offices across the whole country. Yeah, it's like USPS is the United States Postal Office. It's a whole country. Actual elf. Well, we're called postal elves because we're not Santa. We are not Santa. We are postal elves. We are assistant postal elves. so So, yeah, so every year, ever since I started working for this place, I have signed up for the postal elf like volunteer thing. And every year, yeah, there's a person who organizes it and gets all these letters put together and bundles set out to people who have signed up for the initiative. So anyway, what happened yesterday was I finished my initial bundle, 25, and I only really intended to do 25 of them. Except I got to the post office. I went there after dinner, after meeting with a friend. Went to the post office, dropped it off to the lady who's doing all the organizing, and she's like, "You have time to do more?" And this is Tuesday, and Friday is the last day we're delivering, and we're not doing delivery on uh on Saturday, Sunday this year, as far as I've heard. And she's like, "Do you have time to do more?" I'm like, "Yeah, I could do a few more. Do you not have enough people?" And she's like, "No, I'm sure I have a lot of letters." I think the letters have ramped up a little bit because COVID isn't quite as prevalent anymore. She's like, "I have a lot of letters and could use as much help as I could get." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Does that mean the bunny ears are on the side of your head if bunny elf? Demi's done a sort of mock-up, actually, of me with elf ears and a Santa hat on. It's pretty cute. It's a very rough mock-up, but it's pretty cute. Yeah, I'm doing ravens, okay. So, wait, why did I do yours in gold? I shouldn't have done it in gold. I was gonna do it in silver. That's fine. I have more of these. Hang on. Where is my bag of stuff? Where's my bag of stuff? Oh, bag of stuff. Oh. Just a second. I have to find out where somebody moved all of my bag of stuff. Also, hi Map now. Uh, I'm falsely accusing somebody of moving my bag of stuff, and I'm like, no wait, I moved my bag of stuff. I moved it downstairs to work on all the kids' letters. Come here, ornament. um, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so every year kids write into Santa, and we can volunteer. No, wait, I was further ahead than that. Okay, so the lady, the coordinator for it all, was saying how she could use a lot more help. And I'm like, oh, how much? And I looked at the leftover letters she had, and it was a lot. I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot of letters still. And we're running out of time. Christmas is like right here. So basically, my the depot I work in essentially takes care of like technically 3 cities. They're not all gigantic cities. One is more sizable than the other two, but technically 3 separate municipalities. I took every single letter for those 3 municipalities because we sorted them out. They're all separated by postal code. So I basically took every single letter that fell within our jurisdiction of postal code. I was like, I'll do what I can. And all in all, when I counted them, it was about 75 letters, except I sat down and started popping them open, and a lot of them were like siblings that were stuffed into one letter. So in the end, it was like 92-ish letters. I actually ended up being a little bit short on reply, like reply paper for these things. So I had to hit up another employee today, and I was like, "Hey, I don't suppose you happen to have some blanks still, do you? Because I need more." So yeah, I have like 90-ish additional letters that I'm trying to get through because I don't know. We have a version of the letter that's for like late arrivals. Like, hey, sorry Santa didn't get back to you for Christmas time. There is a letterhead for that one, but I'd rather these kids get it on time if they can. But you get some really funny letters. So what Sassy and Rye are talking about, the dog one, there's one that showed up, and it was a really pretty card with really neat handwriting, and it's like, "Dear Santa," I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what it is. And it's like, "Dear Santa, my name is Haku. I am, what is it, like a 3-year-old brown lab. I have been very good this year and think I deserve lots of treats." Stuff like that, and being like, I hope like grandma and grandpa like are filled with like life and love this year, like stay or health and love this year, something like that. But yeah, it was a dog. These people had written in for their dog. It was so funny. It was so cute. Um, but the thing is, like, I am expected to reply to that, and every letter is pre-written to a degree. It's like the beginning will be like, "Hello, friend," and then a comma, and you fill in the kid's name. So what I've been doing is I have these. I've been taking advantage of these ink pads that I bought for the ornaments. I have these clear letter stamps that are really fancy looking. So every single kid's letter starts with a gold stamp of the first letter of their name with this like really big letter of a fancy flourish on it. Kind of like, you know how SpongeBob did that big fancy T when he was trying to write his essay or whatever that was? Kind of like that. Um, so yeah, so you write the kid's name on there. The letter itself, there's 3 versions of them that are pre-written. One of them is like this year talks about like they all open with like, "Oh, thank you so much for your letter or your drawing. We pinned it on the wall," that sort of thing. And then the body of the message differs from each of the 3, kind of like on a they're kind of made differently for different ages generally. So one of them is just talking about like reindeer games and how the reindeer are kind of like being playful and goofing off. Another one is talking about like how they were looking for the perfect Christmas tree and they found it, but Santa forgot the axe, so he had to go back to the workshop, get the axe. And the last one is about how one of the elves was trying to increase productivity by making like a robot that would automatically wrap presents, except he forgot to turn it off at night and it just went absolute ham wrapping presents and wrapping the entire workshop. And they basically had to like undo that and tweak the robot so it would work properly. So yeah, that's like the bodies are pre-written, and then you get to do a little bit of personal dedication to each kid, depending on what they wrote. So this dog one, I am very tempted. I am so tempted on this dog one to write a personalization because like it's a dog. And a very big part of me just wants to write down, "Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You are. You're a good boy. Good Haku." Like as as the letter reply. That's so sweet of you. You sure end up on the list of good kids this year. Yeah, I know, this is my brownie points. But it can't read. It's okay, Raven. One of his owners will read it to him, I'm sure. Yeah, I think one of his owners could read it verbatim to him, and I'm sure Haku would go nuts. Oh, but it's so funny. I've never received a letter written by a dog before. But then there's some other really fun ones. Some kids are like super straight to the point. Hey Santa, I've been good this year. This is what I want. And it's really interesting seeing like different toy trends that pop up. Frozen is still fairly popular. Slime has been popular. Several kids have asked for D&D stuff. One kid wanted a chainsaw. Good boys deserve love too. Yeah, one kid is like, I want a chainsaw. And part of me was like, does he mean Chainsaw Man? I'm like, no, wait, this is a child. This is a child. They shouldn't be watching Chainsaw Man either, but it just said they wanted a chainsaw. D&D stuff. How old was that kid? 29. D&D is it's becoming like, I don't know about on Europe's side, but I swear D&D is becoming like the cool thing here. Where when I was a kid, if you played D&D, you were lame, and if you played COD and stuff like that, you were cool. It's like flipping now, especially if things like Critical Role and stuff, and like cosplay becoming more prevalent and things like that. D&D is like becoming the cool kid thing. That kid is Young Doom. Hey Gecko, how's it going? Thanks for coming. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, one kid wanted a chainsaw. Another kid was like, I want a T-Rex. And I'm like, I'll see if I can get a hold of Jeff Goldblum. To be fair, we had a kid ask us to fix his laptop and he had a CSM background. And that too wasn't very safe for work. He was like 9. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, I should highlight which one I'm working on. Ravenous. There we go. Accent strips in white. Doing alright? It's good to hear, good to hear. Christmas coming, man. Christmas is coming. Okay, gems in black and red. Yeah, there's a kid wanted a chainsaw, another kid wanted a T-Rex, a girl wanted very specifically a purple unicorn. Black, white, glitter white on these snowflakes. Right, I did have a bunch of these set up for you already, Raven. Glitter white on the snowflakes, glitter white on the stars. Over here, pens and paper are slowly getting more popular. Still niche games, but among university students and people in their mid-20s. P&P is being played in a wider audience than before. Please don't make me think about that. Work has been hell. Me too, buddy. I've been talking about how I work for the post office, and it's Christmas. It's crazy. I'm going insane over these damn Christmas songs. Glitter white. Nameplate in white. D&D's rather rare, though. We have our own equivalent, the Dark Eye. Oh, I haven't heard of... Have I heard of that? I don't think I've heard of that. And games like Warhammer and Cthulhu are more prevalent. Oh, okay, those two I do know. But yeah, I think Cthulhu is growing too, but I feel like D&D still reigns supreme over here. We haven't, Gecko mentioning Christmas songs. My work actually hasn't really, I guess the radio station we've been using doesn't really play much Christmas music until, like, the weekend of. So we've been fairly free of Christmas music. There was one day someone had changed the station, and it stayed that way for about 5 hours, and then someone else who was one of the inside workers was like, I can't listen to this song again. Changed it back to like the like classic rock station. Matching your model if you want to change stuff. Oh yeah, don't worry, I got the gist of that. It's why I actually redid yours in silver, because I initially did it in gold thinking to match the red, but then I thought again, I'm like, wait a second, Raven doesn't really rock gold in his outfits. He's all like white, black, red, silver. Yeah, I went with the instrumental Christmas this time. Well, keep it thematic, but the last stream I did of this was 7 hours was like modern day Christmas music, and I'm like, I don't I don't think I need to listen to Mariah Carey again. I had my piece. The gold is in your pocket. Ravens and their shiny things, right? Oh, come on, fingies. Work with me here. Yeah, there's a lot of really cute kids letters. Admittedly, the first batch of letters I got very wasn't very fun. I suppose you could say. A lot of the ones I got the first batch, there must have been some sort of community event that was going on because I got a whole bunch of letters that were like addressed using a stamp for the address with the exact same stamp, and all of the letters inside were like pre-written like, Dear Santa, my name is blank. I am blank years old. I have been check one box like naughty, nice, extra nice. What I want for Christmas is, and then just like a blank space, love, name. And it makes it really hard to work with that sort of stuff because I'm supposed to do a personalized message to each kid. But when I have nothing to work with, I shouldn't say nothing, but when I don't have like a bit of character to work with, it does make it hard. All I want for Christmas is peace and quiet. That's why I want you by my side because you're the one person who shines the brightest. Oh, you're cute, man. But yeah, so this latest batch I have is is mostly all letters that are like written individually by kids. So you get some like really, it's really fun. You get some really rambly kids who go for like an entire page before they start listing the stuff they want, and it's so cute. And like, how are you? How's Mrs. Claus? How are the reindeer? Do you, what was it? One kid, that's what I want every time. One kid I asked, it's like, do you get like a new hat and coat and scarf every year? And does Mrs. Claus make it every year? And is it always red? Is red your favorite color? Or does everyone just think red is your favorite color? Oh, so cute. And I think uh last year, uh when kids were asking what Santa's favorite cookie was, I usually pick a cookie a year. So last year for me, my answer for anyone who asked what Santa's favorite cookie was gonna be Snickerdoodles for any letter that I answered. Uh it usually just kind of follows what my cookie craving is for the year. So Snickerdoodle was my go-to answer for that last year. And this year my go-to answer is crinkle cookies. Looks like a basketball. You know, I have an orange one I have to do later, but yeah. Cecilia, it's kind of funny because Xana was saying like the last stream I was doing of this, that like they're like, oh, I could have had like Kyle's make a baseball. Raven, you're flirting, but not really, just for making people smile. Oh, don't worry, it's all good. It's all good. Dude, this is so cool. I never got a letter back as a kid. Really? Oh, that's a bit of a shame to hear. Cause uh yeah, part of why I'm doing this is because I used to write to Santa as a kid, like every year, and every year I got a letter back. And okay, fine, 5-year-old me didn't realize it was being written by a postal worker, but you know what? 5-year-old me didn't care. They kept the magic alive. So yeah, once I found out that postal workers were the ones who wrote the letters back, and that program came around the first year I was working there, I was like, sign me up. I am so down to do this. And before that, one kid now has this red tape board of all the different cookies and is cracking the case. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, there's a special drop box at the mall for Santa, and now I think they trashed them. Oh, that's so sad. Why'd you do that to a kid? I had one of the other one of the other employees was saying how they don't go quite as out full out with it anymore, but what they used to do um like decades ago, simpler times. So what they used to do with the Santa letters, or they used to write them up, and they get some like white glitter and stuff like that, and their wife would help them basically like blast it with a freezing spray, and then they'd hand deliver that letter to the kid and be like, "Yep, it's fresh from the North Pole." And he said you'd see them grab the letter and it'd be cold, and their eyes would just light up. which I think is so adorable. There are some difficult letters sometimes, though. I haven't, thankfully, in the years I've been doing it, I haven't gotten a super, super serious one that had to be like reported. But Gecko never believed in Santa. I think my parents realized I didn't really care about it and they just never stopped with it. You mean you didn't milk it as a child? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, sometimes you get some tough letters. So I know like we have protocol in place in case something is like bad, bad. Like there's protocol in place for that. Thankfully, I've not come across anything like that. Anything yet, at least. I did have one a couple years ago that was quite tough though because it was this girl and she was like 11 or 12 or something like that. And she was at that age where like her classmates are learning that Santa doesn't exist. She's being told Santa doesn't exist. She's like, people keep telling me you aren't real, but like I really want to believe that you're real. We leave this stuff out at night and it disappears by the morning. And she's like, she's right at that cusp where logic takes place in some places but not others. So on one hand, she thinks the cookies and milk are legitimately disappearing for Santa. On the other hand, though, she's like, yeah, but I know the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy aren't real, so in theory, if they're not real, you probably aren't real either. And she was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. Um, like send me a sign or something. Like, essentially, because she's just having like her Christmas existential crisis. And I remember I got that letter. That's just sad when that happens. I know, and it's hard because the Santa letter program. There are some very specific rules, and like the number one rule, number two rule, number one and two rule. I can't remember which order they're in. One rule is don't promise the kids any particular presents, because the kid could ask for an iPad or something, and if the family can't afford an iPad, you don't want to promise this kid an iPad. And then the other rule, the other big rule, is you do not confirm or deny the existence of Santa. Um, so for this kid, I remember I held on to that letter, I think, for 2 weeks, right up until Christmas Eve. Um, I was mulling over that letter for like pretty well, yeah, about 2 weeks on and off, asking some of my older coworkers and stuff, like, hey, how did you handle the Santa conversation when your kids figured out that Santa wasn't real? And most of them were like, I never really had to have that conversation. They just kind of like figured it out one day and we just never really talked about it. I'm like, well, that's not very helpful. um, but yeah, I held on to that letter right up until I closed the post office that Christmas Eve. And I took a set of keys home with me and left a note in the book saying, "Hey, I have these keys. I'll keep them secure, but I need these keys because I took that letter straight to that girl's apartment and I needed the keys to get into the building and into the mailbox. So yeah, I took home those keys to drop that letter right into her mailbox like Christmas Eve night after mulling over my response for maybe a little bit too long. What it boiled down to was essentially to like, you know, regardless of what anybody says or no matter what direction, like where your thoughts go about Santa, and if you whether or not you do or don't believe in Santa or later down the line don't believe in Santa, essentially to like keep the spirit of Christmas alive, keep the magic real for other people, and keep the spirit of generosity going. It was a little bit more eloquently written than that, but that was like the gist of the message that I ended up writing to this little girl. Because, like I said, I can't confirm or deny the existence of Santa, but like I also didn't want to like totally shoot her down in any sort of mean way. So it was like a keep the spirit of Christmas alive for everybody else, and remember to like be kind and be generous. And yeah, I dropped that thing off. It was like 7 p.m. on Christmas Eve. I dropped that letter off in her mailbox. um, black and red, black and red. Yeah, that was one of the harder ones. I actually have a pretty difficult one this year that oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I and I I think I am going to have to enlist in the help of other people for this one because I got a letter from a woman who stated as much. Her opening line in that letter, and it's like a front and back letter. Her opening line in that letter was basically like, "Hey, like I know I'm probably older than your usual the usual people who write you." But she's 26, and she just I don't know exactly what her life situation is. She talks about wanting to try to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and she just reading that letter, um, and the loneliness that was coming through on it was like I wasn't full out crying, but it was definitely trying to bring me to tears. And I gotta figure out a really good, really sensitive way to handle that one. Yeah, she's talked about how like her she just worries and she's like I don't know what to do. She kind of wanted to like hand over the reins perhaps to somebody who does know what to do or could give her some advice. Um so yeah, that's going to be an interesting one because I feel like this would be different if I were someone who were old enough to be her parent, but I am definitely not somebody old enough to be her parent. Yeah, I need to think about that. I like it, her letter as well. She is writing to Santa, but you can tell she knows she's not really writing to Santa. She's writing to someone who will listen, who will maybe be able to point her in a direction. And it just the feeling of it really is really that she just wants to know the feeling of loving someone who loves her back. She wants to love and be loved. Um, yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that one. It's hard. It's hard. But I don't want to not answer. I also like not answering it is kind of not an option for me either. I'm not letting this lady like I don't know what her life situation is. It does sound very lonely. I don't know if maybe she has depression or something like that, but even like if she does, like I don't want to leave this letter unanswered for her to have tried to reach out to somebody and have nobody answer. Because even if I don't know her, the thought of that is just so heartbreaking. Sorry, I was saying Rye called on super early was actually because Rye never hears anything back. A teacher said similar to what you said about keeping it alive for others. Loneliness at Christmas time is bad, but it's sad because so much of Christmas marketing makes you feel worse for being alone. I know it probably doesn't help. Um, Probably doesn't help. It definitely doesn't help for those who like. You're right because the marketing for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and with them being so close to each other, so often being spending time with family and loved ones and being surrounded by love, gathering around the fire and stuff like that. And for people who don't have that, and then having to see that blasted everywhere, I can only sympathize that it can be very difficult. And even if family here, Rice still feels it. I kind of know how that feels. I had a very hard time after my ex left me, and I didn't have a relationship since. It took a long time to accept being alone and to love myself first and foremost. Yeah, that's I feel that is the angle I'm planning to take with this one for her reply is about I don't know how I'm going to word it yet. I'm honest to God probably going to write a few drafts of this letter before I write that one. But I will likely be coming at it from an angle of like the whole like loving yourself and someone will come along because sometimes that's all the difference you really need sometimes. It's just confidence. Confidence will draw people. Confidence is attractive to people. Just sent your number? Wait, hang on. Did I miss something, Raven? What number? If you need or want someone to proofread and give feedback, I'm open to it. Okay, thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I do have a couple other like housemates, and like I probably plan to reach out to my parents because I feel like I might need Like, I feel like I might need a parent who's old enough to have been my parent. Would it be against protocol to offer to buy her a coffee? Yeah, we're not really supposed to. Okay, one. Well, every now and again, there are special cases where people will buy things for people who have written in. It's been very rare, very specific and special cases. Also, if I suddenly showed up to this person's address with the coffee, I'm pretty sure I break like 4 rules in my agreement about being a postal elf. Raven, do you want to go red stripes on your edges here? I don't have black, unfortunately. Because white on white won't do very well. The red still, it might be a little bit hard to tell with the camera lighting, but the red does still kind of pop a little bit from the rest of the background. So I could go red. We could go yellow if you want a little bit of yellow to almost like represent the gold pocket watch. See what it look like with you. As in like organizing a meetup. Well, knowing the address she sent it from doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to try to like even fake even fake an organic meetup with her. Actually, Raven, what do you think of the yellow? Kind of be like a tie-in with a pocket watch. It pops pretty nicely. Or is that too front and center for your model? Looks okay? Okay, sure. Try with this then. I don't know. I think it'll help the white stand out a bit more. And do you actually have like a gold pocket watch in your model? Does it make sense? It's a shame you're a great talker, so I'm sure you'd be able to help her. Yeah. There are I did think about it. I'm like, man, is there a way I could figure out something with this person? But it is also like, well, all of us online here should understand it. It is a breach of privacy if I'm to suddenly saunter up to the address from which she sent this thing to try to talk to her. Because yeah, like I am given these letters with all these kids' names, all these people's names and addresses in confidence that I am not sharing their private information with anybody else. And even if I'm not sharing her private information with anybody else, I also really should not be acting upon it. And yeah, and like Maddie said, I'm not like a trained therapist. I may have done some psych classes and stuff like that in school because I needed to, but I'm not like a trained professional to really try to help a person quite to that degree. It's part of the trouble in balancing the replies. I need to have a reply and I want it to be heartfelt, but I can't have it be something that's too specific or like advice like, "Oh, just get more vitamin D" or something like I can't have it be any sort of medical advice like that because that's not my field. As someone who works in a call center, people often overshare or are clearly desperate, lonely, or mentally ill. And while we can show compassion, it eventually takes a toll on the call taker as well. Oh, I could totally see that happening. Especially because, like I just read a letter and it wanted to make me cry. To have somebody on a phone with you means you have to. It means you'd be hearing like the inflection in their voice and everything too. And if they start breaking down, you will hear them choking on their words. And I can't. I've never worked a call center. I can't really. I can only imagine. Really, I can only imagine. There'd also be an expectation of the interaction on their behalf, of course. The contract does not involve that level of interaction. Yeah. They're they're writing to Santa. They know they're tongue in cheek writing to Santa, but I think part of it is they just want. I think they just want a reply to know that someone is out there, and maybe that they just want to have a reply that know that someone is out there and has read it and is thinking of them, even if only in that moment that they were thinking of them. For my new job as a security guard, they say be friendly, but not your friend. Yeah, that's a that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. I've kind of had to. It's how I've been at the post office too. If because I'm in a supervisory position, so it's done the same thing. It's like I want to get along with everyone best I can. Um, be civil, be courteous, be friendly, laugh, chat, stuff like that. But but also be firm sometimes when you need to. I've had a couple employees who kind of tried to call the shots on a couple of things because they just got a little bit too comfortable, and I had to stand firm. Like, no, I cannot have you do this. We need you, like, you need to do this instead, or like this has to be done this way. And they'd be like, oh, come on, it's just me. I'm like, no, you have to do this thing instead. Do you think it's a good idea to write something like, I'm sure you can do it and find happiness? If you ever feel like you need help with that, try contacting like a help organization. Everyone can use some help at some point. It's completely fine reaching out. I don't think it necessarily be a bad thing, but I gotta, like I said, there's a few people who I'm probably gonna run an idea past first, and probably have like several different drafts of it. It's the tone is going to be a little bit strange because I still do have to send it back on official letterhead, so it's going to have like a silly, cutesy Santa reply letter that goes with it, and then it's going to have a more serious response on the bottom of it. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I've saved some of my fancier stickers for that last letter though, as opposed to the ones that are just like stockings and stuff like that. It is also possible they thought the letter was going to nowhere, like they thought it was just going to get tossed and wanted to get their feelings out. Oh yeah, it's like a cathartic sort of thing. They may have. It was interesting because they. Hang on, am I forgetting something? This. No, I'm good. Okay, stamp your. No, I am forgetting something. I haven't put the back on. I'm like, I'm forgetting something. Talking is hard. What do I do? Silver. Going silver. Yeah, they could have just written it thinking it was going to just be a cathartic scenario where nobody would actually read it. They do well. I don't know. I because of what was written in the letter, it most like you could be right, Maddie. But at the same time, with the contents that were in the letter, there were several things the way they were talking about stuff like that. Um, about how it really does seem like they're trying to reach out to like a somebody anybody. Because one of their paragraphs kind of talks about how like they feel like if they keep writing anymore, that they may toss the entire thing, like throw the entire thing away, block out what they want to say, stuff like that. There's also like this postscript that was essentially like stating about how they felt it was so ironic that as a child they didn't really believe in Santa at all, and now as an adult, like this is like the one magic they do believe in, Christmas magic. But the topic that was covered by them, it wasn't so heavy or for it to have raised enough of a red flag for me to be like, I need to get this thing and this person's address to like a crisis center. Wasn't quite that degree. Someone else did tell me about like a letter they had gotten. I'm just wondering because my therapist once made me write a letter to my abusers, knowing it would never be sent. I've heard of that um being a method that's used. Is yeah, you write a letter to the term like the abuser, the transgressor, stuff like that. Rehabilitation reconciliation programs will do that too sometimes, where like people will write letters to this is very much from a criminology side, but people sometimes write letters to the victim's family. They're not that they're sending them to the victim's family, but they'll write those letters. But I wouldn't be totally surprised. So this person, oh boy, this person may get a surprise in that am supposed to be writing this letter back. But we'll see. See. Um No, there have been like the oddball cases. I've heard from some people who have been around much longer than I have who had to like essentially like report letters to have higher authorities take care of them. There was someone else I was actually just talking to today who said she had to send a letter to I'd never heard of the organization before, but it's called like Santa Claus Anonymous or something like that. She said she had gotten the letter, but she thinks it was mistakenly sent through, like, not mistakenly sent through the post. It was meant to go through the post, but it was actually meant to go to a destination and not specifically just our Santa program. Because she was saying it was somebody who is an elderly lady who was looking for help and stuff like that. I don't know the whole story. Essentially, elderly lady looking for help. So she took that letter and brought it to like this, I guess whatever this place was that did like a Santa Claus Anonymous, where I think the purpose of their organization is to help people in need. Hey Ryder, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. How's your Wednesday been? Middle of the week. um, Ravernes. 9 letters? I think I can fit 9 letters. I fit 10. Well, Jimmy's got skinny letters in his name. We'll see. Where's the R as a starting point? Yeah, but most of the letters you get are kids are just like listing what they want or just asking a lot of questions. Do the reindeer still like carrots? Is there anything better for them? Is their eyesight really good because of all the carrots? Stuff like that. Super cute. Kind of sounds like Angel Tree here. Oh, okay. I feel like I've heard about that. I don't think I've heard about it here, but is it like names on a tree and people will like they perhaps put on it what it is they kind of need help with and like people can take the name off of the tree to help that individual out? Is that what I'm thinking of? Have I used the V yet? I have not. Ravernes. SS. Okay. I was napping after a busy day and now I feel groggier and tired before. How are you guys? Isn't that always the way of it? You get just the right amount of sleep, but it never really feels like the right amount of sleep. No, I'm doing pretty good. Taking a little bit of break from writing like Santa letters back to kids to keep working on ornaments for the rest of you. Not that it's a bad thing in either direction. I was definitely like, I want to get these ornaments done before Christmas. And I'm running out of days before Christmas. Yep, the little tickets on the tree that'll say like Susie 7 likes pink and dolls. Oh, okay, that's cute. Yeah, we do like a toy drive here because I think. Oh wait, why am I starting with the R? Hang on, what's the middle letter? Ravernes. Okay, coincidentally, I need to start with the R anyway. Yeah, I'd heard a story that um hang on, sorry, I don't talk a lot when I'm doing the stamping part. I feel like I'll do something wrong. Ness. I had heard a story once from some members who had been at the post office for a long time that like there was a year where there was a family that was like a family in need and and, and like a bunch of people from the post office had like banded together um to like bring this family to like bring this family Christmas. Like they brought them a turkey, they brought gifts for the kids, a little bit of stuff for the parents, enough for like a full Christmas dinner and leftovers kind of thing. And I wish I had been around to see it. That sounds frankly, I think that sounds amazing. Yeah, we have like a toy. We do like toy drives here. It's like a gigantic bin that just gets filled with donations that people bring in. River. Going to the other direction. That kind of stuff reaffirms the goodness of humanity. I know, right? That's how I feel about it too. That like as like crappy as things can be in the world, I still feel like in general, we're not looking necessarily like on whole organizations, but like, I still feel like in general, people are good. We do that one at the school. Oh, the toy drive? Goofy. Admittedly, with food banks, I'm a little bit strange when it comes to food banks because I know they'll do like well, food drives will happen and people like donate canned goods and stuff like that. But I've always been I feel like hang on a second. Let me get this R down before I start talking too much. I'm on the last letter. I really don't want to screw up this name on the last letter. Here we go. Reness. Great. Um, and I always when it comes to food drive type things, I usually just give them money because those organizations typically have a much better purchasing power. So if that can of food costs, I don't know, let's just say that I donate something that costs $2 for a single item, they perhaps could have gotten two of that item for $2. They usually have a better purchasing power or some sort of deal where they can get things at a discount. So, as like not thoughtful as it feels sometimes, usually for food banks or food drives, I usually just go with money to let the organizers buy what they need to buy. Yeah, and exactly, they know what they need to buy. They don't need like the 20th can of green beans that's been sitting in somebody's cupboard for a year, you know? Your name is just right. Good to hear. We do multiple, one for Ukraine, one for Christmas, and one for a specific children's charity. Oh, okay. Oops. Fit just right. Yeah, I feel like 9 letters is kind of like the maximum I can do on names, unless it's something that's got like some really skinny letters like eyes in there. But as far as like wider letters go, I think 9-ish letters is about the most I can do. And if you do give an item, you try to give the less common stuff like toiletries or menstrual products. That's really smart though. That's really smart to do that. There you go. Ravens is done. Okay. You're good. Let's do cakes. What did I do with all my spare ornament pieces? I put them somewhere. Oh, I put them over there and then put something else on top of it. No wonder I can't find it. Cake is going with blue, gold, white matte. Actually, if they're gonna do their gems in gold, maybe I will. Oh, but they are doing white. Maybe I'll stick with silver then. All I want for Christmas is less stress. Hey, Xana. I guess I would ask how's it going, but it sounds like it's stressful. We're almost there. The home stretch is in sight, and apparently you don't have Boxing Day as a thing. I heard once that food banks don't have enough menstrual products, and that stuck with me for some reason. I've heard it too, yeah. I guess because of a name like food bank, everyone just thinks food, right? You don't think about all the other things like toiletries or diapers or yeah, menstrual products. Half of the population. Yeah, I guess with the name being food bank, I figure the first thought is like, oh yeah, food stuff. I think there's a rule against them here. I remember hearing about one back home where they hadn't checked and someone put used menstrual products. Ew, what the hell? We're just talking about the good of people. Okay, it's still the general good of people, because it means out of everybody, only one person decided to be a ginormous asshole and do that. But, like, why? Like, what is a person. What kind of weird, sick satisfaction does somebody get out of that, you know? Your car is stranded an hour away, not running, and I don't know what's wrong. Gonna have to call for a repair service tomorrow and hope it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. It just, like, were you just on the way home and it shut down on you? Oh, dear. At least you're home now, right? Are you at least home safe and sound and warm? Or I guess you prefer it cool, but safe and sound and comfortable at least? As much as I love my homeland, there's a horribly large amount of entitled assholes here. Uh, God, and that's just malice doing that because that one thing is a biohazard, which means it probably like tarnished everything else around it. And depending on what that everything else is, I wouldn't be surprised if it all had to get tossed. Yeah, I'm home. It's luckily stuck in my works parking lot, so it's not gonna get towed. Oh, that's good to hear. It's a little silver lining to that. Large number of racial issues, though. Lots of Polish families moved to Rye's hometown and caused a massive issue since food banks at the time were going to them a lot. I hope it's resolved a bit better now. Like, the irony sometimes these people are like, oh no, we can't take these people in. But then sometimes like some rule gets passed in then their country and they kind of joke, but they're like, oh, that's it, I'm out of here, I'm moving to this place. And it's like, guys, you're kind of doing the exact same thing. You're moving away from a problem that perhaps isn't as big. Not that I want to get too political, but I do remember several years ago when the US finally uh legalized? Is the term legalized? Or is it no, it must be, yeah, legalized. When the US finally legalized same-sex marriage back in like, what was that, 2016 or something like that? And I remember seeing all of these posts online from people after it passed. People were celebrating. Same sex marriage is now legal in the US, and all these people are celebrating. And of course, there's all these people online who are like, well, this has been passed in the US. Guess I'm moving to Canada. And we're reading this. And it was kind of funny because I remember turning to a friend of mine at the time, reading this and going, like, so who's going to tell them we've had it legal here for much longer already? Who's going to break the bad news? It's gotten better though at the cost of the really beautiful rural parts of the town. It's a shame. Oh, just as a heads up. Okay, ad break's gonna be starting pretty soon here. I think when it does, um I didn't grab anything to like drink or snack on or whatever. And my feet are getting cold. So when the break hits on, I will probably you guys want me to put the game up? For those of you who won't be subject to the ad situation, I could put the word game up. But then I'm just probably gonna go grab like a glass of water and stuff like that. Same here in Germany. Legalized same-sex marriage in 2016. The more conservative people were livid. Yeah, it's just bound to happen. Too easy to think about words? Okay. Well, I'll be pretty quick, so I probably don't even need to run the full word game. I'll probably just stick it on the be right back screen, and then, yeah, I'm gonna go grab a small glass of water and maybe some socks to keep my toesies warm. And then I will be right back. Here, here. Okay, I'll see you guys in a few. Okay, be back. I was like, kind of finger on the trigger, ready to just hit the back button. I told myself I was gonna get water. I decided to be childish. I got myself like a watermelon lemon soda, and just I saw it in the fridge. I was like, yeah, this sounds good. Okay, cake. Blue base, blue accent. I need to stamp the back before I get too far. Silver? I want silver? I want silver. Yeah, I've been having this craving for lemon soda. And they didn't quite just have lemon soda. They had a watermelon lemon soda. I'm like, this should be fine. It's tasty enough. All that sugar I do not need and a dentist appointment coming up soon. It'll be okay. I don't drink soda too often. My phone's going horizontal now. Troy falls asleep to bunny crafty time. Too bad you don't get any sanding ASMR this time. I didn't even realize for a while that the microphone was sensitive enough to pick up the sanding noises. Although, I do gotta figure out what's going on with my microphone. I totally forgot to check because, I don't know, I think being in Christmas time, I just... Oopsies. Dragging my hair through the glue. Being in Christmas time, I seem to just forget a bunch of these little things, but, like, my regular microphone, for some reason, when, like, I was doing day one of this crafting thing on Saturday, my regular microphone just had this horrible, horrible hum to it. Would not stop. I'm on the backup mic, and I keep forgetting to go look at it. So I'm still on the backup mic. Again, we can check when you got the chance. Yeah. It's a busy week for me, though. I have a feeling it's probably going to be like a next week thing. I need to do a couple things to test it as well. There was this video I was watching online that said one thing you can do is try to find out if it's trying to pull something from another source in OBS by muting each source one by one and seeing if it cuts the issue with the microphone. Rise on holiday. Oh yeah, you get like a week off. Ah, sounds nice. Well, I'll get a few days off. I get like last Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. But I do have family in town for most of that. They don't usually come to visit me. Usually I have to go to them. This time they wanted to come here. Okay, blue, light blue, gold beads, white mat on the snowflakes, my paper. Hole punch. We can find time, don't worry. Yeah, we'll find time. Woo! Have a good night, Rye. White mats on the snowflakes. Blue mat, blah blah, light blue on the stars. Oh, come here. I think Cake may actually be the first person who has chosen. Cake might be the first person to have chosen a matte color for the stars. Four of these. Hit. Hole punch. Come on. Relinquish. You. E. Ooh. Maybe I was a little bit optimistic thinking I'd get 5 or 6 of these done tonight. I am not very fast. Just call me Baymax. White center plate. Blue, light blue, gold, white matte, light blue matte. Cake. Huh. Any of you have particularly like a favorite Christmas song? No judgment if it's a meme song either. The meme songs get heard so much for a reason. think my favorites have been Carol of the Bells, uh, Michael Bublé's version of Grown Up Christmas List, and I do really like Wham's Last Christmas. Come and get me, Whamageddon. I do not care. Mm, good. I do like Oh Holy Night as well, though. There's been a game a couple of years ago called Santa Rockstar, Christmas-themed Guitar Hero clone, and I play the soundtrack of that every year. Rock/metal versions of the classic Christmas songs. Oh, that sounds awesome! It was funny, well, I'm not very good at the instrument part of Rock Band. My head just cannot quite wrap itself around the multitasking movements of the drums, and my hands just kind of literally can't seem to wrap themselves around the guitar parts. So, the very, very oddball times I've played Rock Band, I'm like, I'll sing, which usually I find works out because most other people don't want to sing. Boo. Ah! Had your jump scare. What do I look like? Sketchy? I could be. I could be. I have a tiny knife. Put this back on before I get hurt. Welcome in. Welcome in, Padger. How's it going? How are you doing? How is your week leading up to Christmas week going? You're as cute as her. Thanks. I guess my reply is not quite right, is it? Oi, what'd you say? Snowflakes. Yeah, I hope things are going. Hope things are going well for you, Padger. Oh right, that was the other story I was gonna share. Um, might be a little bit of a faux pas, maybe not. I'm not too sure. I like the one that Snoop Dogg did in the Pitch Perfect movie. Oh, that was good. I really like the I really like the Pitch Perfect movie. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of silly fun. I know what you mean. I was always on the drums when playing Rock Band, as that was the one instrument that actually correctly portrayed. I can't seem to I can't seem to get myself to play two different beats with like my feet and my hands like actively. It doesn't seem to work for me. I know people are always offering like, oh, do you want to switch and like do drums or guitar? I'm like, nope, nope, I'm good. I'll continue to be your vocalist. I could do this for hours. No. Excited since my job decided we're getting 4 days off in a row of holiday pay. Hell yeah! It's like the whole weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I assume? Because like Saturday, Sunday, Christmas, like being Christmas Eve, and then like Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Yeah, nice. I get 4 days off, but I don't get paid for the Saturday, Sunday. I do get paid for the Monday. I get stat pay on the Monday, Tuesday though. Christ, an American. Well, you just gotta push for the consumerism that is Boxing Day that apparently we stole from the British. Or the British instilled in us, I suppose. We were a colony. Is is stat pay Like, is stat pay a thing in the U.S.? Is it not a thing in the U.S.? My version of some stuff is a little bit skewed because I'm in a union. So I realize there's some perks and benefits I get from being part of a union with a contract that even just other people in the workforce do not get. You're just happy Christmas Eve is on the weekend. When it's on a weekday, you still work. Is what a thing. Oh wait, like is statutory is like stat pay or holiday pay um a thing? Like do you get paid to have Christmas off, for instance? Yes and no? Certain companies are required to do it, others no. Okay. You get paid for it. Yeah. Oh, there is like what is it? My a friend of mine is kind of in this kind of is in this like crappy situation wherein like her work is not going to be open for basically the week between Christmas and New Year's. They're just not going to be open. But her employer is forcing her to use vacation pay on the days that she would ordinarily work, but the store itself has decided they won't be open. And she's being mandated to use vacation pay. And like it sounds really bogus, but apparently it's allowed. It's it's weird to me at least. I'll Google if it's mandatory, I'd be surprised. Sick leave is not mandatory. Huh. Google says no, since you aren't working. Alrighty then. Well, heck. Over here, she could sue the company to bankruptcy. No kidding, huh? Yeah, apparently companies here are allowed to force people to use their vacation time when the business itself decides it's not going to be open. Very strange. They could sue for that in Germany, huh? That's crazy. It must be hard to work in the post office as a woman. It's just a male dominated industry. Ah, that's good. Although there is actually a that is was actually an issue for a bit there. Um, Not even necessarily because it would like they talk about pay inequality, and it's not necessarily that like women and men in the exact same position were paid differently. Because they weren't there. They all of the posties run up the exact same pay scale, no matter sex or gender. But I think the issue more so then. I don't know how much it is still now. It's pretty even where I work, but uh, there might still be a bit of a split across the country. One of the issues was that women were more likely to be ruled as, or more likely to be hired, or more likely to get positions that were so-called rural routes that weren't paid as much within the company. So a male rural router in that position would be paid the same, but it was more likely that a woman was going to be getting that, and a man would be hired into the urban side of it, which was just paid better. I think it's evening out now, though, from what I've seen of stuff. But mind you, I haven't seen statistics in the entire countrywide. What do you call two cup holder of bra? Did I accidentally put paint on the web camera? Maybe not. There were a couple. Actually, that reminds me. There were a couple Santa letters that came in with jokes written on them. One of them, I think, was like, "What is a Christmas tree's favorite candy?" Any guesses? Christmas tree's favorite candy is an ornament. It was on one of the kids' letters. There's another kid's letter. It was like who is never hungry at Christmas dinner? And I think the answer to that one was the turkey because it's stuffed. It's so cute. It was so cute. I mean, okay, the company can force vacation time, but not on a holiday. Holidays are paid leave without the need of taking further vacations. And even then, 25 days of annual vacation are mandatory minimum. Sick days don't count as vacation either. The company that can dictate like a third of that math. What bee makes milk? A movie. Oh, you guys are silly. As an American, I get 5 sick days per year and 14 vacation days. Maddie, do you get the chance to increase that, or is it just here's what it is? Have fun. That turkey coat can go 2 ways. Do not defile the turkey. So tiny. You know, what do you call an angry sheep and an angry cow? No, tell me what. The vacation increases for years worked, so you think you get an extra 1 to 2 days once you've worked there for 5 years. And sick time doesn't increase. Okay. Sick time is probably, I don't know, built into your. Would it be built into your labor code? I don't know. But man, 5 years for only a couple extra days, huh? That's. Ugh, that's annoying. That is annoying. But they are in a bad mood. In this year, I was sick for 2 months straight because of a leg injury. What would the American system require me to do after 5 days? Probably just not get paid. Suffer. So who's the Bluta die ornament? This one is a cake eating dragon that I'm working on. Unpaid leave? Yep, unpaid leave. You guys don't have like work insurance that if you can't work for a certain amount of time, you get like 65 salary. Only companies of over 50 employees have to offer unpaid leave, and the employees has to have worked there for at least a year to qualify. So, Maddie, you're okay. Yeah, so it is still just unpaid leave, but the alternative being just that person, that employee gets let go or fired entirely. Yeah, unfit to work, out the door. Right, because our insurance is tied to work, so if you're fired, you lose your insurance. Right. Cake. A-E-A-C. Cake. Black. Me who cut two of my knuckles yesterday just put a plaster on, get back to work. Oh, so is that what you did to yourself? I saw that picture. Raven, I feel like that was more than just a plaster. You had your fingers wrapped. C-A-K-E. Cake. You know, this might be the best centered name I've done so far. I was talking to my boss when the departments come back like 3 minutes later. Boss thought you were gonna get the flashlight, but nope. The US is the richest third world country. I've seen people pay over 1,000 a month to insure their family. That's and they still, even with that insurance though, they'll still usually have to fight tooth and nail to get coverage should something happen, don't they? I don't know. You ever see? I feel like I never hear about an easy insurance case. Wait, gems? Where did I put my? Where did I put the tweezers? No, they're over there. You work in a food factory, so you just didn't want to get blood on stuff since it would be bad. Yeah, that in a food place, that definitely would be bad. When I was born in the 90s, my dad only got a few days off. Babies in the ICU don't care. Wife in the hospital don't care. Oh, that is rough. Especially well, we hear about like maternity leave in Europe and such, and it's so comparatively it's so generous. or even just being in Canada. I'm literally the country next door, and seeing like the difference in the bill of having a baby in the US versus like having a baby in Canada and what the hospital would charge you for, I'm like, we are neighboring countries. It's crazy. Like, I was joking when I was down in the US, like just across the line. I was joking. I'm like, hey, if I get hit by a car or something, just like, could you like throw my body over the border line first and then call the ambulance? I once made the mistake of looking at a hospital from across the street, got a $500 bill. Where's the joke? No. Oop, I forget sometimes you're Canadian. Yep, I too am a maple leaf. There's dozens of us. Dozens, I said. So there's probably just a better chance of betting that somebody is American. They're like predominantly English speaking. Like I've looked at my viewer stats and such, and like it is most definitely like US majority. But you're French. Do you hate people from Quebec? No, I wouldn't. I'm not the type. I wouldn't write off everybody from a single province like that. My French is okay. If you drop me in the absolute middle of nowhere, I'll be fine. I'm just a bit of a nervous speaker when it comes to French. I do admittedly have some trouble with the Quebecois accent, though. Most of the French I learned was like Parisian French, so the accent's quite different. Like I have a coworker who speaks French, and like if she speaks French to me, but she speaks specifically of a Quebecois accent, I feel like I get maybe 75% of what she's saying. Um, and the rest of it just doesn't register in my head. I don't want people I care about to be here. Oh, that's such a sad thing to think about though. That like the country or whatever is such a state that you're like, yeah, don't come here. No. This year I had an ambulance, three x-rays, a pair of crutches, like five appointments for doctors looking at my legs, a pair of high-performance painkillers, and a pair of insoles for shoes. The only thing you paid for were the painkillers at €5 and the insoles at €50. Gosh. That's an absolute steal. Cake. Let's see, who should I... Maybe I'll do Momo's next. There's some pink into the mix. Yeah, I think if I recall correctly, Canada does charge like our healthcare is we have that so-called universal healthcare, which is closer to the European model, but not I don't think quite as generous as the European model. For instance, like if I call an ambulance here, I still have to pay an ambulance fee for the ambulance. It's like $50, I think, but still something that has to be taken into account. Maddie's paid over $1,500, which is required for your insurance just to kick in and pay 70. Right, co-payments. You pay 1,500, so they'll cover 75%. Still waiting on some blood work bills they refuse to cover. Maddie, if you don't mind me asking, what is the basis on why they refuse to cover the blood work? Or yeah, what's their basis on refusing to cover it? They just is it get deemed unnecessary or like excessive or something like that? Not necessary. So if they call it not necessary, but you need to get a diagnosis from it, do they pitch an alternative? Do they just like sucks to be you? They don't offer. They don't. So like what? Sorry, I don't know a ton about U.S. healthcare. So like, what happens if something happens to a person and like they don't have the insurance and they really just cannot pay it, but it's something that's like something serious. Like I don't know. Let's go really extreme here. If somebody gets shot, say don't have the insurance, they definitely aren't going to have the money to cover the hospital thing. But like, aren't the doctors still under obligation to try to save them? And then what? They've got nothing that they can get out of this person, or do they just like they wouldn't just like look the other way and pretend that they forgot about them in a room, would they? Once your insurance company called you because you're going to a doctor too much and they wanted to help, so they asked if you had asthma, heart issue, or what, and explained that it was a foot issue, and they're like, "Oh, we don't help with those." And they called you. Okay, so you can't be refused for not having insurance. You cannot be refused care for not having insurance. So you'll be treated and then drowned in medical debt. But if you got nothing, I guess they'll just take anything they can get if there's anything you have. And then, I don't know, if you live on the streets and have nothing, you just never have a chance to then get off the street. A lot of hospitals have a donation system in place to help people who can't afford it. Crowdsourcing medical care. I guess that's what the Canadian system is. We pay it in our taxes. You can ask if they'll work out a payment plan, like, hey, I can pay $10 a month, and there are charities that will pay medical debt. But imagine if that didn't have to be a thing. I don't know the history either, though. Was the U.S. ever on a single tier system? Like um, even Canada, years and years and years ago, when there was an election going on, and there was a guy who was running, and he was running for the Canadian Conservative Party. But there was a time during one of the debate things, he held a sign up, and guy was on the Conservative Party side, and he held a sign up to promise that they would not do a so-called two-tier system of insurance when it came to healthcare, which is the whole like you pay, which is I think the U.S. model is considered a two-tier system, right? And yeah, that was the right wing of Canadian politics was still like no two-tier system. Our government can't agree on if we should have daylight savings time or not. We can't actually agree on things that matter. Oh, ours can't agree on daylight savings time either. We keep saying we're not going to do daylight savings time, and lo and behold, we do it again year after year. Ink base, green accent. No, you've never had government healthcare for everyone. Only Medicaid for 65 plus and Medicaid for low income. Oh, okay. And even the Medicaid is quite recent, right? Obama's administration, was it? I'd say quite recent, but I guess that's much further back than I like to think of. Like a decade now. Green, light purple on the gemstones. Glitter white on the snowflakes. I think I've got a couple here. And the star. Oh, right. I gotta do the back. Keep forgetting about the back. Been around since 1965. Then what was it that got. Or was Medicare. Or was it Medicaid? Was there something called Medicaid? Was Medicare not necessarily countrywide? It was only like certain states and then it became countrywide? There was something that happened in Obama's administration, right? That was supposed to be more of a universal health care for people. That was Medi something? Affordable Care Act? Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. I'm probably just mushing the two together. Oh, care is for the old and aid is for the poor. Okay. So stupid the name shouldn't be so close. Does it end up in a situation like somebody fills out a form, but they filled out the form for the wrong one because the name is too close and they're like, sorry, you gotta restart or go back to the beginning of this queue or something? I'm sure they do. Let's see. The ACA, from your limited understanding, was more rules and protections. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really remember now. I was definitely reading more about it as the situation was unfolding, but all the time that's passed, I don't really remember what the deal was anymore. Gold stars. Like, hey, you can't commit fraud and label Billy as a part-timer, so you don't have to give him insurance, but still make him work 40 hours per week. Uh, that one's always made me like, irritated as well to hear the whole like, yeah, part time, and they'll cap somebody's hours at like what 37 or 35 or whatever that is, so they don't have to pay them into the or like give them the benefits. Such a scummy business practice. Did I only do 3? Oh, no, you fell. At the very least, I wish insurance wasn't tied to work. It has to be. If it has to be private, then I want to pick it. Too much of a power problem having it with work. Wait, are you not allowed to pick? Like, is a private citizen not allowed to pick their own insurance? Like, it always has to be tied to a work thing? White nameplate. Oh, it's the only affordable way to get it. I see. So if somebody's just rolling, I guess, yeah, I guess you do hear about that, don't you? If someone is just rolling in enough money, they pay their really, really good private insurance and just go get whatever treatment they need. You took a look at your last paycheck. Given that your gross income is 100%, your. Hang on, let me put this on. Given that your gross income is 100%, your income tax is 12.45%, church tax is 1.1%, health insurance is 8.5%, retirement is 9.3%, and work invalidity insurance is 1.2%. Your net income is about 67.8% of the gross. I'd have to look at mine exactly, but I think I'm probably about the same. About. We get a little bit of it back during like tax season. After you fill out all of like some paperwork stuff, you get a little bit of it back. Church tax ain't a God-fearing man. I guess actually, yeah. What would church tax be? Is that at all for like the upkeep of the old churches and stuff there? Or is it even still just like a ties into modern day religion? On paper, you're Catholic. Only reason I didn't leave you is because of your grandmother. Wait. So, like, could you, if you renounced your Catholicism, would you then not have to pay the church tax? You actually get, like, registered as a Christian? Or a Catholic? Basically, just for the Catholic Church. Huh. That's interesting. I never knew that. Churches here will ask, like, churches will ask for donations here, but I don't think Canada, I don't think the US either has any sort of, like, religion tax because or being specifically registered to then pay into a religion tax. We do not. Okay, there we go. The US doesn't have it either. Huh. So then I wonder if that is pretty specific, or like that's for the Catholics. Um, Jesus has, as they say, Jesus has all the prime real estate. So, so for here, for instance, I've seen in churches like they'll pass around like a plate, for instance, to have people donate money to the church. Will that do you still, since you have a tax for it, does that still happen? Do you still see that happening in Germany? Will the church pass like a collection plate around to help fund it, or do they just get it out of the church tax? It does still happen. Oh, okay, interesting. It's just a thing we kind of do. I don't know. Always found it dumb. But does that kick in at a certain age? Like, if kids don't have the choice, like if kids are just deemed that's Catholic, for instance, by their parents, do they still get charged for that, or is there like a point at which you become an adult and you have to declare yes or no, and then a tax will or will not apply? I don't know why, but I never really thought of Germany as being that religious. It starts with the first paycheck and it will always apply as long as you're registered in church. Huh. And it costs money to leave the church. Okay. Is it is it quite a substantial sum of money? Does it cost a lot? Like 50 bucks. Okay, but it's stupid. Yeah, that for me that yeah, I'd never heard of that before. Your religious choices here don't really where I am. You're not really registered to a text or tract about being registered to a church. You just like, you decide one day the church isn't for you anymore, and that's just kind of a decision you make. I don't know if Protestants, Muslims, Jews, or other religions have the same tax. It would be interesting to find out. Yeah, I'll have to remember to look that up later. I'm also very curious. And then there's like the other layer to that too. Like if you're somebody, because being part of the European Union, you've got it's not a law. What is it? The Schengen Agreement? Is it an agreement of people being able to move here and there, work in other countries? So with someone who's a citizen of Spain, then have to pay the church tax if they're working in Germany? As a Muslim, that's not allowed. What's not allowed? Collecting money on behalf of the religion? So wait, does Canada have like religious hospitals? Or are they all government? Here, all hospitals are private, but some are private religious Hospitals. That's a good question. Yeah, sorry. Not that I don't necessarily expect you to know the answer. I'm just thinking about it. Oh, Muslims not allowed to collect money for. Interesting. Okay. Hospitals, are they private or some? So, okay, I don't know a ton about the medical field. I'll just be upright with that, or upfront with that. As far as I'm aware, we don't have specifically religious hospitals. There's like we have religion here, but it's kept. It's pretty much kept separate from government. Um, yeah, no religious hospitals. Um, but I can't. Actually, they may well technically all be government subsidized. If not the country, then at least the province. Maybe the country. Because I know like nurses, for instance, where I am, nurses are like all part of a union. Like a provincial union. The doctors, I don't remember if the doctors are also part of the union. Though I can tell you there's not enough of them. We're allowed to collect money for mosque and stuff, but no mandates, and every cent must be made with good intentions and no harm done when making said money. Okay. And Padre, that's just essentially through like word of the book that it must be done with those intentions and by those means. You get kicked out of the religion? Or I guess disgraced, perhaps, if you went about nefarious means. Every cent given willingly. Okay. We looked it up. Christian confessions are allowed to collect church tax. However, Orthodox and some free churches don't do that. Like Jehovah's Witness, Baptists, Salvation Army, etc., don't collect despite being legally allowed to. Oh, you're Salvation Army too, eh? I thought Salvation Army is just a North America thing. The Schengen stuff is so complicated you won't look it up right now. No, that's fair enough. I know there's a lot of layers to the Schengen stuff. There is a lot of layers, and I do not remember all of them. Come on. This little piece of glue to leave. Oh, I think the next ad break is starting pretty soon. Mostly worldwide now. Okay. I don't know if you guys can even see this. I'm basically just finicking around trying to get this tiny piece of glue off of all the pink and white. Started in America, but it's spread. Huh. Wait, really? Started in America, even though the religion has definitely existed outside of the USA. might be too long a talk for like the 17 seconds before the ads are set to go off. We could keep talking. Actually, we could keep talking in the comments. I'm gonna let this thing run. I'm just gonna meet you guys in the comments. You don't have a cat, you just have Tater. Hey, Demi! And Raiders, welcome in. Thank you, Demi. How are you doing? How was the rest of your commission for Julie? Is it Julie? Julie? How's the rest of the commission work going on their piece? And the big chest. Did you get your big chest done? Easy. No, I thought maybe it was like ZHULI. Make good progress, very good. That's good to hear. Everyone, this is Demi. Demi, this is everyone. He's made like all of my alerts and a few of my alternative reactives. Should be done tonight or tomorrow night. Oh, nice. I know you've been really hard at work on that one. Worked yourself to sickness even. Good timing. You brought the raid in, like, right as the ad break was finishing. Nah, what do you mean nah? I know you were sick for a little bit. Thank you for the raid. Oh, I guess for... I'm really bad at the introduction thing. I think I'll be better at it, but I'm really bad at the introduction thing. I am still working on all our ornaments. Who cares? I should care. I should care. I should make a habit of it. Actually get like a memorized script of sorts going. A proper introduction. What was I doing? Momo's. Man, am I gonna be able to fit Momo's full name in here? MomoBunn. 10 letters. 10 letters, but 2 of them are eyes. I might be able to do it. Maybe. B. There's the M. I don't know. I think part of it is I still just, for some reason, feel a little bit silly doing the intro bit. There's the N. P-Y-G-O-I. B-U-N-N-I. No, N-I-I? N-N-I. M-O-M-O-U. A lot of letters. I considered playing Dyson Sphere, but I thought lazy to set up the game on stream. So I'll grab some soup, enjoy watching you suffer, and maybe stream again later. Okay, what is Dyson Sphere? It just makes me think of the vacuum. I wouldn't call this suffering. I enjoy doing this. Momo. Momo B-U. Oh, will this fit? This might be pushing it. You don't know what a Dyson Sphere is? It's a theoretical structure where someone captures the sun inside a metal shell to collect its entire solar power. And that's a video game? I'm pretty sure it's also the name of a vacuum series. I'm shocked the OS with quantum computer doesn't know about the Dyson Sphere. Hey, I'm very baby, okay? Wasn't V talking about these? He might have been. It's a thought experiment that's not very practical. Oh, and the brand has its name from the scientist. Oh, so it is all linked. You'd need planets worth of... Momo. I don't know if I fit Momo's whole name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I fit Raverness's entire name in there. Maybe I can fit Momo's whole name in there. I'll give it a shot. If it comes down to it, I'll just break it down into Momo. E-U-N-N-I-I. Maybe I'll just start it from the far edge. Or that edge. Maybe I'll start it from... I have a vague recollection of hearing V get excited about these, and I was just like, big thoughts. Okay, excited about the vacuum or excited about the thought experiment? It's a cool idea. Think of Halo from the game Halo, but it surrounds the sun from every angle. Or maybe that's why he was thinking about it, but it's something if Halo uses it as well. Sorry, the games I played involved weird things like the prisoner's dilemma and morphogenic fields, okay? And the freaking Monty Hall problem where I definitely know how to do the problem. But when I chose to switch, as it turned out I had the answer right the first time. By coincidence. Might be excited about thoughts and experiments. Hey, that's just what's going on Twitch right now. Hey. You saw what people are doing with the pushing the limits for that experimenting of using the black bars. Oh my gosh. Where is Mongolia? Maybe knows what cool things I just know about the vacuum. Now, first you have to figure out what type of swallow it is. Then you can figure out what kind of which door it's behind. Wait, Raven, why are we asking where Mongolia is? The game Dyson Sphere Project is a Chinese game about harvesting materials across a few solar systems to create a functional Dyson sphere. It plays a giant mech who collects materials or minerals and builds factories. Oh, okay. And eventually travel to other planets. Also, selfish evil Demi. How dare this bunny not demand art tax from starving art? Huh? What do you mean by the art tax? I'm used to the internet that's like cat tax, where you then have to post pictures of cats. If you don't know it, then ignore it. Raven, so like 45% of your viewers are in America, like 5% in Europe, and 50% in Asia? Huh. And what, Mongolia is a particularly high one? If you don't know it, then ignore it. Demi, I need to know now. Momo. Oh my gosh. Be tight. Are you lonely? Sounds like a game I'd enjoy. I've played Long Journey Home for a long time now, and this seems like a good replacement. If you can enjoy Factorio, you'll like this game too. I've never been very good at sticking with self-motivated building games like that. Oh, hey Momo, yeah, I'm working on yours. I'm trying. I'm trying. How's it going? Here, let me get you. There we go. Everyone, this is Momo. Momo, this is everybody. Momo is a bilingual streamer, English Spanish. Has a cute, like, bunny fairy model with heterochromic eyes. Looks great so far. It's so awesome you make these for everyone. I've got most of yours done. The nameplate's actually the last part. I just need the space for the ink pad. Bunny fairy with teeth. So awesome for you to make these for everyone. Thank you. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's kind of like my No, it was just my way of giving back. I really wanted to give people the option at least to get something physical back. Oh, it's gonna be tight, but I think it should fit. Where'd I put the eye? Oh, my spacing on the eyes are not great. I always forget how much space they have to the sides of them. Mombunii, right? Yes. Momo. It's kind of funny. A few of you guys with your names are really it's making me learn just how far I can push things before I actually run out of room. I saw the ones you posted on Twitter. They look so awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I've still got I don't actually know when it got up to 33 of these things. Not that I'm complaining. I'm still having fun making them. But man, like for the longest time it was just there's like 12-ish people replied. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's cool. And then yeah, I was counting earlier today of how many I had left because I have it on a spreadsheet. I'm like, whoa, I still have this many left. Into the full count, and I'm like, holy cow, I've got like 33 of these. I am glad people are enjoying them though. Mom finished off the soup cup noodle it is. Oh, poor Demi. Soup gone. You just gotta go buy clothes, and then you'll find more soup. And only soup. And no clothes. I was curious and looked to see where I could find where my viewers come from. Nice to see you sent it to me. Yeah, thank you. Past 4 a.m. here, really need to go to bed. Good night. Thanks for hanging out, Logan. It's always good to see you. And actually, you know what? I'll send one your way too, because man, you started it up. Ooh. Logan actually had a stream earlier this morning. He does chainmail. It's really cool to see. He was making like little chainmail Christmas trees and like spinning and cutting his own wire and everything. It was really neat. But yes. Have a good night. Sleep well. And thank you for stopping in. Chainmail, like the aluminum rings that you can get, and you see people will sometimes do like dice bags or necklaces or full shirts out of rings. Basically that. I mean, he made Christmas trees. So he had a bunch of like green rings that were for the main tree and some brown rings for the trunk and like a couple like red ones and yellow ones and stuff like that to be like the little bit of highlighting of color for the ornaments. Here we go. Raven, cake, Momo. Yeah, it's super creative. It was really neat to see. Okay, I'll highlight yours is done. Great. What else should we do? Still got a little bit of time. Looks amazing. It's a good choice of colors. The green is a nice little accent to it to match with your eye color. You're actually making an armor shirt on the side. No kidding. How long you working on that for? Um, red, pink, blue, green. Do pick a green one. Shiro was one of my early ones too. Let me do Shiro's. Get a little bit of green in the mix. Where did I put my ornaments? Oh, and Momo. I don't think I've ever actually shown it on Twitter. That's what the back looks like. So like, if I make a oh Xander, you're here too. Actually, might skip around a little then. I put the 2023 in case I ever decide to do this in the following years at Christmas time. I'll have like a 2024 version, like a 2025 version, or however long I end up going with the streaming stuff. Oh, and where is my drink? Thank you, Xander. What's up? I'm doing ornaments. Xander, I just finished Momo's. And since you're here, let's hop over to yours. What was your selection? You had red base. Alrighty. Where did I put my circles? We will do Xander's ornament next. Red, white, purple, pink, glitter white, glitter white. Okay. I do love seeing how everyone has kind of like for the people who are streamers, I do love seeing how people have adapted their like VTuber colors into their ornament designs. Sander, I can't quite remember. Do you have gold in your design? If you don't have gold in your design, I'm going to do the top in silver. If you do have gold in the design, I could do the top in gold. Okay, seriously now, good night. Have a good night. I had a lot of white because I wasn't sure how well red and purple would blend. You do? Okay. So, do you want... So, I guess ravens can kind of be an example. Raven has also used a lot of white and red. We can change colors on the fly, though. If you're here with me, we can change colors on the fly. We can go silver on the red. Your glitters will actually match up the same, too. Um, yeah, your glitters will match up the same. So we could go silver red, or we could go... We could go gold red, if you prefer. Hmm. Gold? Gold it is. We will go with this one. Here's one I painted earlier, because I got somebody else's colors mixed up. Yeah. If you weren't sure about the colors because you weren't sure about the color combination, I can kind of just like lay them all on the paper first so you can see what it looks like. And then you can give your final answer if you want to keep your colors or not. Anyway, actually, right. Xander here, also a VTuber. First time I saw them, they were playing near Replicant. Are you still working on that, or did you finish it up? You're welcome. Yeah, I don't think I got the chance to see whether or not you actually finished Replicant. I remember you said it wasn't your first playthrough, but I couldn't remember if you'd actually already finished it again in the past few weeks. Glue down. My fingers are sticky. Gotta get back to it. But you're right next to the forest of myth and your throat's been fucked because you've been sick. Oh no. Still, huh? Did you get sick again or is it the same thing? I feel like the last time I saw you, your throat was like not very happy. Or are you also just one of those types who like it takes a while to kick the coughing part? And I hope you feel better soon. I know it's like it's kind of the season for it for the northern hemisphere at least. It's cold. You're over it but still have the cough? Oh, you're also like that, huh? Everyone gives you a funny look and you're like, "No, I swear I'm fine. It's just the residual. It's just the residual." Yep. Gotta clean this one off. So I can put the gold on it instead. The sickness lasted a little less than a week, thankfully, but the cough just refuses to go away. Oh, yeah. Kind of reminds me of allergy season when I get hit with it and I'm just coughing and sneezing and look like a mess, and people are like, "Ooh, are you sick?" I'm like, "No, it's just allergies, I swear." God, I hate allergies. Yeah, there's this place, I was kind of laughing my head off a little bit at it. There's this place in Final Fantasy 14, an area that I had finally managed to get to, and it has a spot, like a subspot on the map, called Sinus Tormenti. And I saw that, and the first thing I said, I'm like, "Oh, that's just me in the spring." You learned recently you're allergic to dogs that shed a lot, which is unfortunate because you have a dog that sheds a lot. Oh no. Does allergy medication help? Or I guess like if you just really, really keep up on vacuuming up the dog fur, help a little bit. It does, thankfully. Oh, good. Yeah, I might be mildly allergic to cats. Mildly. Like, not gonna, never gonna stop me from keeping my two chubby boys. You're allergic to stupid people in the workplace. I feel like if you're allergic to stupid, you would literally die. Okay, so we have red as the base, white accents, purple pink for the gems, glitter white for the stars and the snowflakes, white on the nameplate. Oh, Momo, sorry. Wow, I blanked on that. I kept looking at yours repeatedly. I kept looking at yours repeatedly, and I'm like, I feel like it's missing something. It is missing something. Sorry, Momo. Hang on. Let me finish yours up and then go back to Xander's. I didn't put your gemstones in. I get distracted while talking. Light purple. So I kept looking at it, thinking in my head, I'm like, something feels a little bit weird here. Light purple has actually been quite popular. I think it's the first one where I've actually run out of a whole row. Protocol switch? Okay, just a second. Oop. Let me get your switch. Disappear for just a Yep, protocol switch. Your lettering spacing is getting better and better. Thanks, Cecilia. I'm finally kind of getting in the hang of it. I really felt with cakes, actually. I'm like, cakes is good. Yeah, I've got a few different reactives here. Several of them courtesy of Waifu Factory. So this is my way of making sure that all of them can get used. Yeah, like the carrot ears on here. This was just kind of like I think, Demi, this is just kind of like a silly design he dreamed up, and we kept it. With the glowing carrot ears. I do really like this one. I think it's really funny. The glowing ears, the heart-shaped bases, and like the heart-shaped base of the wires too. I just think it's a lot of fun. There we go. Now Momo's is done. It's fun. They are a lot of fun. They really are. Snowflake Punch. Momosita. Oh, that'd actually be a pretty cute nickname for Momo. Or am I thinking of Rita? Like Senorita? Um, Momosa. It kind of sounds like the drink. Actually, Momo, I forgot to ask earlier. Oh, I'm missing a little bit of the corner on this. Do over. How's the crochet going on the newest, the latest pattern? What were you? Is it a cat? No, wait. Is it a cat? Are you doing a kitty? Oh, Bat, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hi. Crocheting's going well. You are making a Hello Kitty. Okay, okay. Thought I was maybe mistaking it with something else. Yay, fresh meat. How are you today? I'm doing well, thank you. I'm making ornaments for for various followers who have filled out a form. Just a little custom thank you to people. How are you doing? One here. There. You've been working on the Hello Kitty for too long. You're doing okay sailing and coming to some of your videos, because people did not like a video when you talked about anime you really liked after you finished watching. You're sailing? Like on a boat? Also, people really ragged on you for anime. Come on. Anime's so, like, getting to be so mainstream now. How can you get mad at somebody for anime? Oh, sadly. Sadly. Okay, no worries. What were you watching? Let's go, it works. Oh, Shadow! That one's not yours. This one's yours. I'm done yours. This is somebody else who also happens to want the red-white combination. But, oh, you know, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, I thought you've seen yours. Called I Was in Love with the Vitamins. I've never heard of that. What is it about? Finally got the shout out with clip working that you were testing? Oh, nice. I've kind of considered about integrating that into streams before where, yeah, it like triggers a little video clip from somebody else's channel. Oh, in love with the villainess. Oh my gosh, that's a heck of an autocorrect. That's a really funny autocorrect. Okay, that one I have heard of. I haven't watched it though, so I still don't really know what it's about. How dare anime imply that you need vitamins other than tap water? So bad, I can assume a little bit from the title, but so what's the deal with the show? Give me the rundown. There's an anime they're fighting, they have power from elements in the periodic table? That sounds cool too, actually. Sounds like my science side would like that. In the video soon, one of your friends a website. Got a chance to check it out. And then some people hate it on the video for dumb reasons. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Kind of annoying when people are just really, really need to voice that opinion sometimes. I swear sometimes people forget there's a person on the other side of that screen. I only made the video for a friend to let her know. If you want to check it out, it's on Crunchyroll. I might take a peek at it later. I do still have an active subscription. Like the anime, kind of sad, ended after 12 episodes. When did that transition happen? I swear I used to watch. I swear when I watched anime more often, like 24 episodes was like the norm for a season. Like, I remember Cardcaptor Sakura was like 72 episodes overall or something like that. And I didn't even think that was that long, really. Like, everything now is like, yeah, 12, 13 episodes or so. Now it's 12 episodes with 20 seasons. Unless it's a serialized shonen, very true. Then it's 24 episodes a season for 100 seasons. Blame One Piece for stealing all the episodes from the other shows. Yeah, I can put it on my. I can check it out a little bit later on Crunchyroll. Kind of been looking for another show to watch. Though I still need to finish Spy Family. Just I haven't. I don't know. I haven't been able to get into it lately. Okay, cool. Next time I'm on stream, let me know what you think. Just so you know, you'll cry after episode 11 in episode 12. I don't know. I'm not much of a crier. It'll be a good test. Okay, we'll see what happens. Like the new one, I'm curious to see if it will be is MF Ghost, since it's the new era, the classic initial D. You hope it'll be 24 episodes. When's it slated to come out? You know, Raven? Or is it out already and you haven't seen? No, if it was out already, you probably know how many episodes it was. Oh, see ya. Oh, 12 this weekend. Okay. Yeah, it was nice meeting you too, Bat. We'll see you around. Have a good rest of the day. Xander relogging in. Bludgeon Fairy? Damn you, what is Bludgeon Fairy? So what is that emote? It's Mark Chat. That's exactly what I was gonna redo mine too. Oh my gosh. I feel like you two might like each other. Red, white. You guys even have matching color palettes, you and Raven. Gag anime about a fairy from the future coming back to kill the man who developed a serum that makes everyone immortal. Huh. Kill by means of hammer, I guess, from a title like that? They just smack until dead? Because it also transforms all the women. Oh no. Bludgeon away. Okay. So Xander, if we go white in the center. Or actually, you know what? Let me do your gemstones first, and we'll get a better sense of it. Let me see. Maybe we'll do your. I feel like you lean a little bit more into purple in your design, right? Than pink? We'll go purple. You're gonna go to bed? Just want to relax your back because it hurts a heck ton? Fair enough. Get comfy. Being vertical. No, vertical. Being horizontal is. Oh, I can't diss it. Mm-hmm. Purples. Did you know? Maybe. What am I knowing or not knowing? And orcas can't eat fancy dinners because they don't have arms to hold the fork. Orca Fact 101. You know, gonna be honest, never thought about it. I just see them do the weird thing with the ice float sometimes to, like, trap a seal. Go back to Afghanistan. Okay. Xander, you think you prefer the purple stripe at the top and bottom? Or the pink stripe at the top and bottom? Or red? But the red might blend in too much of the other red. Did you know dolphins get high from pufferfish? That one I did know. I did hear about that one. I read about that one. Purple. Purple sounds good. Yeah, I read about the dolphin thing before. They just kind of chew on them, don't they? Don't remember. I feel like they must. What other method are they going to use? They don't have arms. Mm-hmm. Next week you won't be able to watch anyone's stream, which makes you kind of sad, but for good reason. Oh, what's happening? Or is it because of the holidays? You have people visiting? Is it only next week, or is it from next week onwards? Going to Mexico. Ooh, that's exciting. I've never been to Mexico. I have a friend who keeps telling me I need to visit, because he lives down there like half the year. I still haven't gone. Are you staying like in a resort, or furthest you've gone is Toronto? Oh, so this will be. Will this be your first time leaving the country? Went to the U.S. a couple times, so no. Oh, okay. Oh, right. I guess the U.S. is pretty much a stone's throw away from you, isn't it? The U.S. is so closer, you probably accidentally end up in the U.S. sometimes. Go a little bit too far over the imaginary line and oop, U.S. There's a river separating. Yeah, but if you went halfway across that river in a little fishing boat or something, you could accidentally end up in the U.S., couldn't you? It's gonna be like a midpoint where the water turns into American waters. Sander, can you find your letters? Said. Where's the A? D-A-N E E A T. Oh, there we are. R. D-A-N-D-E-R. Spelling D-E-R. Great. Some people tried passing the river this year and only one made it alive and was arrested. Oh, jeez. Guess the rest just drowned? Is it a wide river? Busy river? It's very wide. Oh, I see. Not getting the Z and the N mixed up, am I? No, this is definitely the N. And they went in at a place where the water is rough. Oof. Must have been desperate. Okay. Name down. This corner. Sanders. Okay. Sanders is finished. Nice. Okay, let me see. So, mark that. Looks so good. I'm glad you think so. Oh, I only did part of it. You pick the colors. So part of this is on you too. Nice job. Okay, I think I'm gonna do... Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna do Shiro's next, I think. Clean the stamp off one more time. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Shiro's, and that will probably be the last one for... Gotta eat dinner and get back to children's letters. 5 today. It's not too bad. Hero. Green, I believe. Green it is. Tacticat. Green. Let's see. Green, white, diamond, white. Hmm. It goes green on the base, white on the end. He's going red on the nameplate. Maybe I should do his in gold. I do his in silver. Actually, no, the silver kind of reminds me of his hair being silver. And the gray eyes he's got. Get this tablet times out, and there's no option for me to have it not time out. Hero is another one of the art siblings. Kind of a he's like a tactical cat VTuber. White hair, gray eyes, and like tactical vest and combat boots. Fitting look. He plays mostly shooters, though he plays a very mean game of Tetris too. Tacticat. Yeah, exactly. He is. Here, let me do this. She. Oh, I think he's an underscore. Nope, that's not quite it. Oh, he's not underscore. Oh, one word. That guy. This is the guy we're working on next. Though the ad break is gonna hit in a few minutes. How do I get this green piece put down? Then the green piece down, let the ad run. Stretch my legs a little bit. Green? I'm surprised. Oh no, he of course he's doing green to match his. What if he's doing green to match his shirt? I was kind of trying to predict for some people what colors they would use. I thought Shiro was gonna go gold base on his. I do like the green. Green's a nice one too. I don't think any of the colors are bad, really. Okay, fabric's about to start. Let this dry and get up and stretch. Suggest other people do too if you've also been seated this entire several hours. Send you all back here in like 3 minutes. Loading over.
That was my bad. I hit down.
Okay. Heroes. What was it doing? Colors. Green. White accent. And for the part. You're doing glitter white on the snowflake texture. Means I'm probably gonna actually have to cut a row of this, don't I? Yeah, probably. Glitter white on the snowflakes, gold on the smooth gold on the stars. Where are my scissors? Scissors are over here. I feel like this paper is really not great for my scissors. What are you gonna do? Okay, 2 snowflakes. I guess I should add one more to the list. Nice. I said there's 33. I should probably 33 thereabouts. Should probably add one more because I haven't actually done one for me. White textured, smooth gold on the stars. Well, I guess I've done one with my name on it, but it's technically not for me. Bum, bum. You know, it'd have been kind of funny if I did this without the names and we just had to like guess that VTuber based off your guys' ornament configurations. Okay. Green, white accent, diamond on the thing, glitter white for the snowflakes, glitter gold for the stars, white on the no wait, red on the nameplate. I can read. Red on the nameplate. Look, I haven't seen a lot of red on the nameplate. You can keep it, we're done, turns away in a very snobbish attitude. It does look very Christmas. Demi, no, come back. It could be a fun little challenge. Yeah, I'd have to like if I use the existing ones, I'd have to like blank everybody's names out. Like I just have to put it into Clip Studio Paint or something and just erase everybody's names. Also, funny thing I just noticed, every single one of these tonight picked white except for the one I'm doing now for Shiro, which is gonna be red. That's a fun coincidence. It's like naming people by their silhouette, except who's that Pokemon? But colors. Dammy, come back. Miss you. About the turning away thing. I'm just being silly. Don't worry. That's my secret. I'm always worried. Yay, anxiety! Am I right? I kind of forgot how much the green and white sort of reminds me of a tennis ball. And I'm still surprised. Nobody has actually. I don't think anybody did up an ornament in yellow. Or like the yellow gold color. I think all the other colors got used though. Because I do have an orange in there. I haven't made it yet, but I have it in there. Gold and Xmas don't really mix. What are you talking about? There's gold baubles on the tree all the time. Gold baubles, gold stars. This one is actually pretty close to Cecilia's configuration, I believe. Like, I bought Christmas ornaments and they came in various sizes, but they were all round baubles and they were red, gold, silver, and kind of like a brown color. The brown one was weird because it wasn't really even quite like metallic like copper. There's like gold tinsel. There's a pink gem just on my hand. Did you fall off of something? One of the normal ones? No? Okay. Weird. You just go back with the rest of them. Oh, just a sec. Roommate knocking. I'm actually quite happy with this glitter paper for the snowflakes. I was worried it'd be like too chunky or something. Actually kind of a nice A nice balance. It's pretty small, it's a little holographic for some depth. Nice paper. Or I'm oh, not bad. I'm wondering if I'll be able to get the rest of these finished on Friday. All of my Santa letters have to be done by then because they'll have had to been out on the street for delivery by the beginning of the day Friday. So when I do this on Friday, it means I'll have more time for it, so I can stay a bit longer. Man, I wonder if I can actually finish the last batch of them, because I think I still have quite a few. Eh, don't stick to there. Please don't stick to there. Uh-oh. Come on. There we go. I think that gets covered by the paper anyway. It will be okay. Yeah, I'll cover it right up. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, Xander, thank you for the cooling. Or the hydrating emote. Let me get that. And Honey, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hmm. Hi. Pleasure to meet you. Oh, that's super cute. Sorry, I'm looking at this on like a really small, on a tablet. Are you also a bunny? But like, split brown pink? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Also bunny purple pink. Oh, okay. The bunny group grows. Like we just find each other. Yes, it's nice to meet you. I'm doing ornaments as a 100 follower thank you. So there's I'm still working at them and I'm still taking submissions, even if maybe I shouldn't. If you are interested, no pressure, but if you're interested, there should be a pinned post in the chat that will take you to a Google form that will let you build an ornament. And then I will build the ornament. If interested equals pressure. Only pressure for you, Demi, because you were one of the people I had test run the form. And Honey, do you prefer Honey or do you prefer Puff or the full name Honey Puff? I don't know why. I feel like I've seen your emote before. Honey's good? Okay. Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm just looking at it now and the things like giving me like a little bit of a zoomed in thing. Oh my gosh, you have like a little carrot hair clip. That's so cute. I love it. It's so good. Okay, red here. Shiro. What highlight color do I want to give Shiro? I feel like if I go, I know Shiro is trying to build his VTuber. I feel like though if I go white, just leaning a little too Christmas. I'm a little tempted to go yellow to represent his like vest and stuff. Let me do a quick double check at Shiro's model. Shiro. Oh, you know what? I do have brown, and he does have that brown scarf. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. Unfortunately, he's not here for me to ask. Yeah, how's your Wednesday been, honey? Hope it's been a smooth one for you. So we got like all the Christmas hecticness going on and around. Maybe I will go brown for Shiro. Been chill, did some crafts yourself earlier? Still in the middle of Christmas torture? Oh man. I feel like that's like everyone I've spoken to. Nobody seems to be like, no one really seems to be just be ready. Last minute gift stuff, dinner things. Did some crafts yourself earlier. What kind of craft stuff do you do? I'm doing paper crafts now, but I also do like, well, I was working on like a book nook diorama before I hit all of this Christmas stuff. But I do like sewing as well on occasion. Another bunny. I know, right, Momo? We're everywhere. Is this what they mean about multiplying? Yeah, Momo is also a bun bun. Also a bun bun that does crafting. Also a bun bun that has pink. Yeah, sorry, honey. What kind of craft stuff do you do, if you don't mind me asking? Bun bun plus gun equal run. That one's Muji, the other pink bunny, but she's got the pew pew emote. You make jewelry. Okay, you're doing crystal bracelets as a gift. You do perler beads, paper stuff, clay, and deco. Oh, neat. One of the many things you do, but you don't know how to crochet or knit. Yeah, Momo's the crocheter here. Um, I do sewing, my main textile-based thing. I haven't done perler beads on stream, but I did used to do a bunch of perler beads, just like for funsies and doing gifts and stuff like that and designs for people. Though I would like to learn to crochet. I see all these cute little things that people make, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. Hey, Shiro. S-H-I-R. Oh, my inks are dry here. Okay, you have to forgive me when I do the stamping part. Uh, I don't talk a lot during the stamping part. I just hold my breath and try to put it in the right spot. E R. Guide us with you. S-H-I-R-O. S. Concentration. Basically. Basically. Don't breathe. Just stamp. There's a reason why I do the names on here before I put them on the ornament. Whew, it's in case of mistakes like that. Much easier for me to remake a single plate than the whole thing. Hero. Okay. Gino. Yeah, honey, if you assumedly do crafting streams too, I'll make sure to try to check you out on one of these days. It might not be in this coming week because Christmas is heckin' busy, but I will defs try to swing by. Oh yeah, no pressure. I always really like seeing the ingenuity of people, seeing what people make, their creativity. It's part of what I've liked about doing all these ornament things because everybody has had to pick their own colors and seeing what they've picked and putting it all together. And for the people who are like around at the time, like Xander has been here in chat when I put theirs together and being able to talk about color selection and stuff. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Hey, you do all those mini verse make it mini things too? Like little diorama type things. Cause like oh, come on, chair. This thing's kind of been on hold for the past couple weeks, or two or so. But I'm working on one of these little. Can I even get the whole thing on here? Mini foods. Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, I've been working on like this one of these book nook type things for quite a while now. Actually, it was a lot more involved than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's like a little going to be a little alleyway with a coffee shop and like a like table and little cafe set up on the side, and I think a bookstore on this wall. And then I've got wiring going through because it's all gonna light up after. Stuff like that, ornament things. Like the very first stream I did, with my setup, I did like a little papercraft Pikachu on one setting. um, the cosplay for a friend earlier too. Streamed some of it on this channel. It was fun. But yeah, so the food they come in a little kit. I assume. I've always kind of wanted to. Always kind of I've eyeballed them before, but I've never like looked into where I could get like a kit or something for them. Or do you just like you just build all of it yourself? Target and Walmart, no kidding. Spreadsheet Rose is I wonder it's faster with a UV lamp. They're advertised to set them in the sun for hours. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if you live in a place where it's just cloudy and rainy all the time? You'd never get the resin to set. Okay. These ones are all good. Oh, we're just lifting a little. Just smidge more glue. The shears is done. Mama, Xander, Cake, and Raven. Bye. No, I don't unfortunately. Oh, very raggedy. Could start another, but I do unfortunately don't really have the time for it. I was telling Chet earlier. I have every year I write uh letters back to kids who have written to Santa. It's a volunteer thing, but like they gather all these letters to Santa, and people volunteered to help write letters back to the kids. And I've got uh, they were short on volunteers, so I took basically all of the remaining ones from my section of the city, and I have a lot of letters to get through. So I would stay here. I'd stay here longer to keep working on these, except I most definitely have a deadline for all of those kids' letters. And I still got like 90. I've done 25. Still have like 90 to get through. But don't don't want a sad child on Christmas who potentially cries because Santa didn't write them a letter back. String these up. Then I will find someone to send us out to. Um, more twine. We got. Oh, Cake is actually playing Sonic. Cake is one of the ones that I made here, so maybe go say hi to Cake. And while I would typically use my raid message, I think we'll do a special one for Cake. Okay. We have Cake, Xander, Ravenness, Momo, and Shiro. All done today. Okay. And we'll do the usual stuff. Then prep us to go over to Cake. Let me move the microphone. Da-dum, da-da-da-da. Okay. Space a little bit. Let's come back over here. Ah, okay. I'm silly. There we go. I forgot that I haven't actually used this screen since the last time my microphone died. Or not died. My regular microphone is just being really strange and has this constant hum suddenly as of like 4 days ago, and I haven't fixed it yet. And I forgot, I haven't actually used this screen because I've just gone straight from the crafting ones to the ending ones. Thank you for pointing it out, Xander. I really appreciate it. Demi, is that why you gave me that smiley face? Okay, sorry. Then I'll start this from the top again. The Twitter and Discord there, for anyone who's interested in joining. I am active on both. My schedule is on both. Active on both. Schedules on both if anybody cares to follow along. The Discord is growing. I keep adding new categories as people just give me like new ideas to put in there. Um, well, sooner or later I was gonna do something muted, right? Yeah, Twitter, Discord. Um, for those of you who are new faces, it was pleasure meeting all of you, and thank you for checking me out. Thank you for stopping in, and I'll try to I'll try to catch you guys on the other side. For those of you who are streamers, bye. Take care. Have a great night. Thank you for stream, and thank you for joining. So yeah, for the rest of you, I'll be back on Friday. I'll be doing more ornaments, hoping to maybe get the last 9 or 10 out before Friday. It should be at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. There is a chance I might be late if I decide to play Santa on Friday, if there's a lot of like parcel things that need to be finished. Because I work in the delivery sector, and I always feel really bad on the last day before Christmas, because if there's stuff still stuck in the building, I am probably going to go out there to do extra work just to try to make sure everybody gets their presents before Christmas. If I'm going to be late, I will post it on the Twitter. I will post it on the Discord that I'm not going to be here until like 5:30 or 6 or what have it. But otherwise, I can stay pretty late on the Friday. Hopefully, get the last 9 ornaments done, and then we can just have a full tree for Christmas. So yeah, we will go right out to Cake Eating Dragon, who is playing Sonic, and we will use yeah, Momo's got it there. The Ornamental Cake Raid. For those of you who have my emotes, if you don't, go ahead and like feel free to sub out other ones in between. Um, and okay, we will start the raid. And yeah, I hope I go see you guys on Friday. And if I don't, well, take care. Have a good weekend. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.